Healing from your experience being with a narcissistic individual is possible. At the beginning of the discard for you, I know getting to that kind of state of mind can seem impossible. I completely can relate. I understand. But I just want to really emphasize that you can do this. It's just going to take a day in and day out work ethic on your mind. The key thing when it comes to recovering from such a circumstance, if you rather, is you have to accept what it happened. A lot of times, I know some of the people that I've coached, they want to do things that like it's a distraction from the issue. No, you have to go through the issue. There's no amount of external anything that you can really do that's going to be a distraction to get you to not think about this besides the things that's going to work on yourself in order to transform your mind from not being that. You know what I mean? You don't need to go back to your old self. You need to go to your better self. And what I mean is like your old self was the version of you accepting all the drama, all the chaos, all the misguidedness that you've accepted from the narcissist being within, that you've accepted from meeting a new supply, dealing with the narcissistic friends and family members and such. Like, I know sometimes how I sound can sound like, dang, that's crazy. Like, why are you saying? Because it's just the reality of it all. It's just stating what it is. You know, to start the recovery process, again, accept it. Accept that you've accepted the disrespect. I know that can be hard to understand and or accept, but you have to accept that you've accepted the disrespect, because at some point while dealing with them, it gets to a level of everything is self-inflicted. You don't have to be with them. You're choosing to be with them because you feel like you're stuck with them, for lack of better returns, because you don't feel like it's not that you don't think you can do better. You just hoping that they can go back to the way that they were when they love bombed you. I completely get that and I completely understand that. Now, during that beginning initial phase, it's the small, man, I can't stress this enough. It's the small things that you do for yourself that matters, that starts to transform your mind. For me, I chose the route of fitness. And when I took it serious at the very beginning, because I was like, I'm not going to distract myself with parties and other people and or vices. I'm going to work on myself. So what are some things that's going to literally work on myself, is going to work on my mind at the same time? I can read, I can learn new skills, and I can work on my body. And what that did for me, it sent me on this path. It sent me on this transformative path where I started to really understand, even up until dealing with the narcissist, I didn't really love myself the way that I thought that I did. And I want to get people to understand, like, going through that, you don't really love yourself the way that you thought you did. And I'm not saying it to be mean. I'm just saying it to be honest with you, because if you did, you would have been left when they first started. Same for me. That's why I'm saying that. You know what I mean? That's why I'm bringing that to your attention. You don't love yourself the way that you think you do. You feel what I'm saying? Until you get out and you make the choice that your peace of mind is more important than being around them and giving peace to their peace of mind. Giving them more of yourself, losing yourself. I lost myself. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I liked anymore. I didn't like doing none of my hobbies because I shared so much with that, the experience with them, that I completely lack the fact that, what do I like to do? You spend so much time ruminating on these situations. You spend so much time trying to figure out these situations. You spend so much time trying to find answers and closure from somebody that don't even remember what they did that made you feel some type of way, and or don't care about it. So accept all of that. Accept everything. I know it's painful. I know you don't want to. I know you don't like it. I got it. I've been there. but you can get through it, you know. And in the process of taking my fitness serious, paying attention to how I lift, not just lifting to be lifting, paying attention to what I eat, not just thinking I'm eating healthy. Like when I started to pay attention what I was giving myself and doing to myself, you know, innately, I began to not think about what I went through with the individual, and then also in the process transforming myself, I started to understand, dang, how much disrespect have I accepted throughout life in general. Most of us, I really don't want to say this, but I just got to be honest with you. Like most of us, sometimes I feel like, in my opinion, when you go through something like that with somebody, it's because you've been accepting that kind of stuff from people in general. I.e., you might have narcissistic parents like I did. If I'm just keep it 1,000 with you, if I'm just keep it stacked, you might have had a narcissistic upbringing. You might have been narcissistically abused, and you've been taught to deal with it. You've been taught to accept the disrespect. So innately, you get with somebody you think is good for you, and accept the disrespect because you think they're so good for you. You know what I mean? Because they trick you into thinking that they are the best option for you. You know what I mean? And again, that entire complete like whirlpool of confusion and manipulation, you forget your identity after them. I forgot my identity, and I had to find myself. I found myself through fitness. This is one of the tools that I emphasize to anybody coming out the Discord, is to find yourself in fitness. Because what happens is when you really pay attention to what you're doing to feel better, you really pay attention to the things that actually give you some type of return on your investment, because the ROI putting into the narcissist, you're not getting that back. You know what I mean? At least it's not gonna match the percentage of effort that you put into. With fitness, what you put in is what you get back. And when I understood that, I just fell in love with it. I fell in love with something healthy. You know what I mean? We all, coming out of that narcissistic abuse situation, fell in love with somebody that was toxic. You know what I mean? And love is strong. It's a strong emotion. And when you channel that emotion towards things that bring you the positivity in your body, that fixes your energy, your soul, praying, you know what I mean? Things of that nature, like, you will go through a transformative process. You will go through the process of forgetting the narcissist, accepting what you've been through, accepting the lies, the deceit, accepting that the smear campaign may have made you feel some type of way, and everybody over there thinks you're a villain and you're the bad person. Listen to me. All that is designed to be that way. That's why I say when you go off and you separate yourself and you go no contact, it is the no contact is the best way to start the healing process, to start finding yourself again, because you have to rely on yourself for your own validation. Again, you've relied on their validation this entire time, for however long that it's been for you that you was in a situation. You can get through this. You can do it. It sucks. It sucks. I didn't like it, but I got to a point to where I don't even think about it at all unless I'm making content, informing y'all how to get through it yourself. For those that still thinking about it and or that can relate to the situation. Building positivity, building energy with bricks and not building energy with sand is what you get to, is what you want to do. You know what I mean? Your peace of mind, your mind, you have to bring your mind wherever you go after that. Why not bring more clarity to your mind rather than think about all the fog that the narcissist gave you? They want you to feel defeated. They want you to be defeated. They want you to feel like you can't do anything without them, that you can't do better than them. They want to keep you in that I don't know who myself is, and put you on the shelf. So when they come back, because I'm gonna say this, you put your identity into them. And what they do is who you think that you are. Whether you're thinking that's how you may not be thinking it like that, but that's how you're acting. I was there. You feel me? I was there. So when you have that autonomy is just governing yourself, controlling yourself, that discipline, that way of living, that I've got to be a better person for me. I've got to become whole again for me and the next person that I'm with. You know, that's the goal at the end of all of this. You have to forget. You have to forget the old version of you to become a better version of you, because the old version of you was accepting this kind of nonsense. The old version of you was the one trying to fix toxic situations. No, you need to set boundaries. Setting boundaries. So again, initially, you accept what's happening. Then you start to set boundaries for yourself, and it's going to feel awkward that you got to tell people no and or don't do this. It's going to feel awkward at first. Trust me, I got it. But you will love the new version of you, because you adore your peace of mind so much, and you can actually focus on things and or somebody else when you get to that point. You can do this. I promise you. It's a day in and day out process. For me, like I said, for me as an example, I was going to the gym, leaving the gym, go home, eat right, do something else that gives me the energy that I need to be a better person for myself and for my family. You can do that for yourself. You don't need them. And if you've been like me and you've ran into them in the world afterwards, it won't even faze you that you've been through that, because one thing that I've realized up until this point in this mindset, I used to be embarrassed of what I went through. But I realized it gave me strength. It gave me power of what I went through. It gave me a superpower to become more aware of how I need to treat myself and be nice to myself, because I relied so much on the narcissist to give me that. And we all do that. We rely so much on the narcissist to give us the peace, to give us the energy to feel good about ourselves. It's a you battle. This is all in your mind. And you can get through this from doing daily tasks, reading. And if you do hang with people that actually are positive. Don't just be hanging with people that's negative and want to bring up, and also don't be hanging out with who you have mutual connections with. That's going to always give you that, I need to think about, I wonder if they know what narcissist. No, you don't need to wonder about that. And you don't need to be friends and or contacting anybody in their circle. You need to completely separate yourself and isolate yourself so you can get back to self. You know what I mean? You got to get back to self. Reading books that help you change your brain paradigm. Paradigms are patterns, because you've created a pattern of thinking what the narcissist is doing. You've created a pattern of how the narcissist acts, who they're around. You've created a pattern of thinking about what they do. That paradigm you've created, you can change that because you created it. You just got to become aware that you created something to create something different in your mind, and your body will follow. That's the huge emphasis of the entire video. Change your paradigm to create something else for yourself that you can focus on with positivity. Some of this stuff may sound like, well, duh, but it's not commonly practiced. You know, the common thing that most people do is go do more things that distract you, and or more things that's more destructive to, quote unquote, get your emotions over somebody that did you like this. That's not what you do. It's not what you do. It's almost like candy. You eating candy to fulfill hunger. That's gonna always your body gonna burn the calories through candy. You're gonna be hungry all over again. You gotta nourish your body the right things, the right protein, the right carbs, the right fats, so that you can control the hunger. You know what I mean? And get your body in tune, in alignment with your spirit, and whatever else you do in life. You can't let this situation define you. This is not your personality. This is not who you are. This does not make you who you are going forward. The narcissist is really good at displaying such manipulative skills to make you feel like this is who you are when they see you, and you always going to be like this. And that's not the case. I'm here to tell you it's not the case. You can change into a better you. Period. You can always change. They don't define you. The people around them don't define you. Don't worry about what they're saying about you and what the new supply is doing. I'm here to tell you, like I always say in every video, they're not off into the sunset. The sunset is you becoming a better version of you that they didn't think that you could without them. That's the sunset. If you want me to be honest with you, you create that for yourself. Don't worry about what they're doing. Don't worry about when they said that you were weak. You can't do this. You shouldn't do that. You can't wear that. That doesn't look right. All those nights of them yelling at you, arguing with you about you. You control you. You know you can be the best version of you. You know that. And you know you don't need that. Accept what happened. Work from that. Building blocks. And it's an everyday task of creating that paradigm of doing the same thing in order to fix the broken thought process of having to ruminate. That's the huge thing. You don't need to be ruminating over the situation. There's no amount of thought power that you can think in order to change anything that's happened in the past. There's nothing that you need to say to them anymore. You need to change your number. They don't even have access to you. You give access to yourself. You align yourself with what you know is positive in order to feel good about yourself. This is the whole thing is feeling good about yourself and completing yourself whole. You know, when you say that's my other half, I honestly don't believe in that's my other half. I believe in that's my other whole. You feel me? If I'm a whole person, if I'm half and another person's half, we come together, we make zero. But if I'm whole and another person's whole, we come together and make infinity. Does that make sense? I never believed in that a half and half thing ever. Because in my mind, I don't want to feel like somebody else completes me as a whole person. I need to complete myself and be with somebody that's already completed. Narcissists aren't even half. They come in with a fourth of a circle. You know, and it's up to you. It's up to you to create the third so that the whole relationship can feel whole. But it's a whole. It's not infinity. You know, it's not really too much rocket science. It's just a common practice of what you need to be doing to positively think, to have confidence, believe in yourself again. Rely on your own gumption. Rely on your own validation. Rely on you. There is nothing they can do to make you feel better about you than what you can do for yourself. There is no more answers from them. You need to again, no contact with everybody. Them. Period. Separate. They live in the same neighborhood, move. They work at the same job, get another job. Get away from the problems. Don't keep yourself in the problems trying to prove something to them that I'm not scared to do. No, you don't need to prove nothing to them. You got to prove something to yourself that you can do this without them. That's the only proof you need to be doing. Nothing to them. Again, fitness is a tool that can help you really transform your mind. And if you need help with that, I do have coaching services with my fitness. I do have coaching services with my, narcissistic recovery abuse business. You know what I mean? If you really want to help, if you need help getting through this, you can do this. It's possible. Don't ruminate. You don't need to. I can't stress this enough. Don't worry about if them and the new supply is off into the sunset. That's what everybody always worries about. Don't worry about it. It's not going to last the way you think it is. And it's worse with the next person than what it is with you. Straight up. You know, the downplay they did to you, how they talk down to you. I don't know why you would want to continue to associate yourself with somebody that talked to you the way that they did. This is a superpower. Get your power back by giving permission to take it back. You don't need to have permission from them for anything else in your life. They don't control you. You control you. You make you. Not the other way around. At all, period. So focus on that. Focus on the day in and day out things to help make yourself a more positive thinking individual. Read books, eat right, work out, hang out with people that are positive. Do things that fill you with joy. Don't distract yourself from the issue. Work from the issue. And by the time you get to a point to where, dang, when somebody brings up about what you've been through, you be like, dang, I forgot I've been through that. And that's what you want to get to. You want to be like, dang, I forgot I went through that. But you can always revert back to this experience as something you've learned a valuable lesson from. Don't lose yourself dealing with a narcissist. Period. So I hope this message finds you well. I'm Fonzie Murph, and I'm out. Peace.